What's up, my guys, and welcome back to the show. I'm your host, Cody, and if you heard that intro right there, just be ready, because you about to hear me stumble through this sumbitch right here. I tell you what. So I work in the service industry, and whoever put graduation weekend as the same weekend as Mother's Day, I just want to have a little, friendly conversation with you there, bud. And that's all I gotta say about that. Well, like I said, welcome back to the show, the Wrasslin Report Card. What I do here is I take a wrestling show. I break down every match. I give them each a letter grade, and at the end, I tally them son bitches up to give that show its own report card. And tonight, I'm talking the May 15th edition of Monday Night Raw. And now that the draft is official and in order, I gotta say, this was a pretty solid episode of Raw right here. You had that weasel Paul Heyman over here wheeling and dealing with both the Judgment Day and Imperium, to take care of the little Sammy and KO problem. Speaking of Imperium, we had a battle royale to determine the #1 contender for Gunther's Intercontinental title, and that will take place at Night of Champions. Plus, you had fired up promos from both Becky Lynch and Cody Rhodes ahead of their big matches. So as you can tell, we got a lot to talk about. So without further ado, go on, buckle up, and let's get to grading, my guy. The tag team champions kicked this sumbitch off as Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn come down to the ring to address their upcoming match at Night of Champions against both Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa for the tag team championships. Well, now as Sami was just out here going absolutely nuts, out came the Judgment Day, who basically said, if y'all manage to beat Roman and Solo, everyone here is gonna want a shot at those tag team titles. But the line starts here, my guy. Well, what do you know? Tippers got the best of Kevin Owens. Big surprise there. And he went to swing on Dominant, but Rhea Ripley was there. She stepped up for her man. And while KO was distracted by all of that, in came Damian with a massive right. And then all four members just started to lay the smackdown on Kevin Owens until Sami Zayn came back in with the equalizer. That's right, the steel chair, and ran them all the way off. I tell you what, that was a great way to kick off Monday Night Raw, and as you know it, it's going to be the Judgment Day taking on the tag team champs in the main event tonight, so that's going to be fire. I'm going to slap a B+ on that sumbitch. Now let's get into some action, because up next, you got The Miz going one-on-one with Shinsuke Nakamura, and so the year is 2023, and The Miz is consistently putting on what some might consider bangers week in and week out on Monday Night Raw. I mean, he loses them all, but still, I just want to give the guy his flowers. Now, after some dirty work from The Miz, he hit the skull-crushing finale. However, he didn't see Shinsuke, who got his foot up on the ropes. Then, back on his feet, Shinsuke hit the Kinshasa, and ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. Shinsuke picks up the 1, 2, 3, and I'm gonna slap a B+ on that sumbitch, but we still gotta keep it moving, because now we go over to the Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. Gunther came down and he announced that next up on Monday Night Raw, we will have a battle royale, and the winner will be the #1 contender for Gunther's IC title, and they will get that title shot at Night of Champions. And you know I'm never mad about a good old battle royale, brother. I tell you what, you even had a few NXT call-ups sprinkled throughout this sumbitch right here, making their debut on Raw. Now, it was starting to look like Riddle was going to be the one to win the whole thing when Imperium came in and cost him the match. Bronson Reed ended up getting rid of him. Then outside of the ring, Reed had Ricochet up on his shoulders when in came Ali flying with a massive drop kick, getting rid of both of those guys. So at Night of Champions in Saudi Arabia, which makes sense, it's going to be Mustafa Ali going one-on-one with Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. Now, I'm gonna slap a B- on that sumbitch. I mean, when you think about it, it makes sense, but still, I honestly want to see Bronson Reed and Gunther go one-on-one. But hey, maybe we'll get that another day. Well, let's keep the ball a-rolling, because we now have her making her return. I told you I was going to be stumbling to Monday Night Raw. It's Becky Lynch, and I tell you what, she is about to walk the dog with old Trish Stratus, brother. And yeah, I haven't seen Becky this fired up in a minute. I mean, you can't come out and call a woman's 2-year-old daughter stupid and expect to not get your shit rocked, my guy. Well, that was crazy. I can't wait to see all that go down. Interestingly enough, you had Rhea Ripley, the champ, backstage watching all this go down, so we gonna have to keep an eye on that moving forward. I can tell you that much right there. I'ma slap a B on that sumbitch. Now, speaking of mommy, let's get back into some action, as up next, she accompanies her little dom-dom down to the ring as he's set to take on Xavier Woods again. And is it just me, or are we building up to a Kofi Kingston or even possibly a Big E return to some extent, of course? I mean, come on, fire up the trumpets and give me a big old bowl of bootios, brother. I tell you what. Well, let's get to the match. I'ma shut up. Anyways, after a gutbuster from X, he went for the elbow drop, but mommy came in to save the day, and she wasn't done there. As the ref was busy over there with old Dominic, Rhea took a cheap shot on Woods, so Dom capitalized with the roll-up, and for the second time in a row, ex-con Dom picks up the 1, 2, 3 over the New Day's Xavier Woods, and they once again put on a solid match. I'ma slap a B on that sumbitch, but you know what it is. We gotta keep it pushing. Next up, making their Monday Night Raw debut under the tutelage of former WWE champion Jinder Mahal, the colossal tag team of Indus taking on... No clue, my guy. Even Corey Graves didn't know. All I know is one of them was the toughest sumbitch on a swim team. I mean, I guess that's pretty cool. And yeah, this was a straight beatdown, my guy. And I'm with this. Hate me all you want, but Jinder Mahal has always been my guy. And I really think he's going to excel in this manager role right here. Well, for that being a squash match and all things considered, I'm going to slap a C+ on that sumbitch. I can't wait to see what we got moving forward there. But we got to keep moving forward here, because next up, you got Cody Rhodes coming down to the ring. And man, I forgot I'm actually a Cody Rhodes fan. I mean, that's what happens when you go up against my guy Roman. Anyways, Cody starts telling the story of the Scorpion and the Frog. Obviously, Brock Lesnar is the Scorpion here. Brock Lesnar is the Hunter. But Cody Rhodes simply asked, "How's your face feel, bud?" Actually, you know what? Why don't you and that busted up face go on somewhere? Because you ain't the next big thing anymore, Jack. You're just in my way. And that's what I'm talking about right there. I mean, Cody was really fired up right there. I tell you what, I'm going to slap a B+ on that sumbitch. Now, let's jump over to the women's division, as you got one half of the women's tag team champions, Raquel Rodriguez, the host, coming down to the ring in some sweet shades, might I add, and she's gonna go one-on-one against WWE's residential Karen, Chelsea Green. Now, old Greenie came out the gate strong, but all that did was piss Raquel off, and she just started ragdolling old Karen all over the ring. She finally put the Pobrecita out of her misery with the Tejana bomb. It ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. But as Raquel was making her way up the ramp, somebody came flying in to wipe her out, and by God, it's Ronda Rousey. Then her and Shayna grabbed old Raquel up and basically said, "We whooping that ass every week until we get what's rightfully ours, which is a shot at your women's tag team titles." And that's what I'm talking about right there. Liv Morgan, you might want to hurry up and get healed up, because I don't think Ronda and Shayna are playing. And now we finally got some legit heels in that women's tag team division. I really like that. The match was solid as well. I'm going to slap a B+ on that sumbitch. Now, throughout the night, we had this sit-down interview between Seth Rollins and Corey Graves, and this sumbitch ended by Corey asking Seth, "What do you think of Roman's latest championship reign?" And Seth took off them glasses. And I can't wait till that sumbitch continues next week. But if Seth Rollins beats AJ Styles at Night of Champions to become the first ever World Heavyweight Champion, that means possibly we could be seeing at Survivor Series the rematch of Roman Reigns taking on his former Shield buddy Seth Rollins under the creative of Triple H. I feel like that's important to note right there. And I tell you what, I can't wait if that does happen, because that means Seth can get his retribution and all y'all can still get what you want and let Cody finish the story to actually take the belt off of Roman Reigns. Plus, if Seth beats Roman, that makes the World Heavyweight Championship feel as big as whatever we're going to name the belts that Roman has. So hell yeah. But that's enough of the talk, because it's time for the main event. You got Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn going up against the Judgment Day's Finn Balor and Damian Priest. Now, as the champs were coming out the gate strong, Finn Balor looked to the back and yelled. Now, out came the rest of the Judgment Day. Mommy and Dominic. Rhea tried getting involved again, but KO said, enough of that. KO dodged her, ran over, laid Dominic out. Now you got Dom getting involved. So the ref looked over at Rhea and Dom, kicked those some bitches out. Now it's back to 2-on-2 like we started. As Dominic was leaving, out came Xavier Woods to attack him again. Then you got Paul Heyman walking out, red iPhone in hand. You know that never means good. Now, earlier in the night, we saw the Wise Men shaking hands, making deals with Gunther and Imperium. However, back in the ring with Paulie looking on, KO hit the Swanton, tagging a hot Sami Zayn, and boom, Blue Thunderbomb. Finn kicked out. Next thing you know, Imperium is now ringside, and shit, you might as well have made this sumbitch right here a lumberjack match with everybody that came down. However, throughout all this, KO somehow still hit the stunner, and with everybody ringside, the ref was obviously distracted, so Gunther reached in, held Sami's lane, who didn't see Finn coming in, flying with the corner drop kick, and you know how the story goes. Fitty B hit the ropes and came down with the coup de grace, and ain't nobody kicking out of that, my guy. And the Judgment Day upset the tag team champions thanks to Roman Reigns pulling the strings backstage through the Wise Man Paul Heyman. Now for that main event, I'ma slap an A- on that sumbitch. And I tell you what, y'all know what part of the show we got to. We got all the grades in. That kind of hurt a little bit. Now let's take a look at the report card, my guy. After tallying everything up, we came out with a final letter grade of a B+, that's right, an 87%. I tell you what, I appreciate all y'all for bearing with me, all 12 of you. If you haven't already, man, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. That would be super, super helpful. You could also like the videos, comment how dumb my mullet looks. I don't really care. You can say what you want. It's a free country. Also want to give a shout out to my guy, OG Bobby Knifehawk. You know where he is, and you know where to find him on SoundCloud. Other than that, I'm Cody. I'm signing off. I hope all you folks stay safe out there, and have a nice day.